What is good? What's happening?
It's all good.
All good. Football season in full effect. I know you're not happy about that last night, Mr. Stasek.
No, it was a rough night.
Yeah.
Well, I will say those black and gold boys, and they know how to play some defense.
Yeah. TJ Watt's an animal.
Amazing. I couldn't believe it was his first touchdown. I would have lost money. I would have
Yeah,
said
for
he has a
sure.
touchdown. Sure he does.
That was his
Fantastic. What's that?
That was his first touchdown ever.
Yeah, first touchdown.
Of course, it's against us.
To win the game. What's happening, everybody, man? Thank you guys jumping in. Got Mr. Kinder, Mr. Stasek, and myself in the house. Answer any and all questions that you guys have related to your agent attraction efforts or business in general. Al, I know we're talking. Let's talk a little events. I know you had a big one wrap up last week. Something that is near and dear to your heart, and
Yeah, man.
it's always great to have, and love for you to kind of reflect on it with us.
Yeah, I was actually just adding up the some of the last math on it. Some of it's still coming in, but yeah, we raised I think just over 65,000. Well, not a lot, but a good chunk that's going to go toward the charities and everything. And we had a great turnout as we did last year. It feels like the momentum's picking up, and I know there's a lot of people that have reached out, said they wanted to do a similar concert and everything. I encourage anybody who's serious about it, because I've had probably about a dozen people reach out and are like, yeah, I want to do it. Like, if you are truly a honey badger, you're going to take the ball, get it across the finish line, or as we say, put the puck in the top shelf where mama keeps the cookies, and you're actually going to take the shot, then reach out. I have the blueprint, and we could start having these things all over the country, and that'd be fun. Like, I'm all about going to see some music, and but yeah,
I think seeing the music too, Al, but also for the cause, and I'm not gonna let you skate past 65,000. I mean, that is a lot of money, and especially going for the importance of the cause. I mean, any contribution is of value, and so, man, to be able to do that again, I mean, 50, 60, 60. I mean, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's not bad. I always want to outdo the year prior, which we did by a little bit, but I'm competitive, as you know. And so I wanted that. We will hit a six-figure number. That is the next North Star for me with the show. There's a lot that goes into, hitting these numbers. And this is our 7th year doing it. So I'm sure next year will be even great. So thanks to all the honey badgers who flew in. We had a couple coming in on planes, and that was fun to see people that I don't get to see. And it was a magical night. It was a great night. But speaking of events, and hats off to Nikki Gregory, the founding lady of Agents Act, who actually was the inspiration behind changing the concert from Rock and Restock to Rock and Rescue. Cheers to you, my friend. She flew in with her friend and got to experience it for, I think this is like the 3rd time she's been in. So thank you for all you do on the front lines of that. But yeah, we actually have another event that we're actually throwing here in a little bit in Vegas. And we actually just got a message that we haven't even had the link up for 24 hours, and we have 137 people signed up for the Honey Badger Bash in Vegas.
Yeah, buddy.
What?
Yeah, buddy.
There's a limit to that too, right? It was that room size. Do you remember what it was?
Yep, 300 is the limit.
Oh shit!
Less than 24 hours. We're almost halfway there.
I'd say we're going to hit that quick.
Yep. So if they want to get on that list, Al, what do they do?
I'm going to put well, actually, I don't know if this is going to work or not, but I was going to copy and paste I'll copy and paste the link into the comments down below here.
Love it.
Yeah.
Cuz any man, what you got, man? What updates? What are you hearing? I mean, I saw some large money settlements in the industry. I mean, what's
yeah,
happening?
man. Yeah, I mean, I actually was reading what's his name, the notorious ROB post yesterday around the settlement on the Remax settlement. Of course, Anywhere settled earlier this year, and looks like that may be maybe the end of that. I don't know. To be determined. I think until you see the court dockets that come out, we won't really know for sure. But it looks like that the attorneys were just chasing the money, not really the big money. I think it was something like 0.8. They settled for 0.8% of what the potential lawsuit was, 15 billion or something like that. And so, yeah, I don't really know where it goes from here until those dockets come out. But it looks like they were just going for the easy money, not the big swing, which means not a lot of change is what I'm hearing.
Interesting times.
Yep.
It's interesting too, because, John, I know you read the book. I don't know if you've had a chance yet. But if anyone has a chance to read the book Conspiracy, it really shines a whole new light on, when someone's like truly going after a cause that's got, a lot of money behind them, and the things that can happen, that could change a whole industry, kind of like that lawsuit that Peter Thiel funded for Hogan with the whole Gawker thing that took Gawker out.
Took him down.
$200 million company, just took them out, put them right into bankruptcy because they had the money behind it, which it was super just interesting on how all that shook out and how, like, the similarities, like what you said, Jay. They were, if they really truly, like, in their heart wanted to, like, they thought that the way our practice wasn't right or it was wrong for the consumer, like, they'd go the distance.
Mm-hmm.
They'd go the distance with the money that was, being talked about on that deal. But, and again, like, in thinking in strategy, they took the settlement for pennies or whatever it was because they probably didn't believe they had a good case if it went to a trial. I'm believing that. Yeah. Because if they thought they did have a good case when it's a trial, they would have taken it all the way, but they didn't. What are your thoughts on that?
I would agree. I mean, that's the only logical explanation for that. Why would you settle if you had for 0.8% of what you thought you could win, if you thought you could win? Either that or maybe somebody hired to hitmen and was putting a lot of pressure on the people in the lawsuit or something, like you see on TV, some shit we don't even know about that's going on. People stalking their houses, real estate agents throwing eggs at their houses and shit or something. Who knows? But no, I don't know. I mean, to me, it seems logical that they would have pressed it for the big money if they felt like they had a case or the timeline was going to be reasonable. That could have been another piece of it. It was like, we're going to drag this shit on for 3-4 years, and you never know, man. You never know.
Yep. Probably won't ever know.
No, they settled. Harvey Specter's working in there somewhere.
Yeah.
I just realized I committed to a live with Pete Middleton, and I got to jump. I love you all.
All right, buddy. Later.
All right, bro. We'll see you. Oh, Al messing up his calendar? That never happens.
Yeah, Al's using his calendar since when?
We got to talk to Allison about this. She's the one that keeps him in line. So I don't even tell Al times or anything anymore. I just message Allison, be like, "Hey, is Al good here? Are we good here?"
I just pull up his calendar next to mine, and I schedule everything that's open.
Good stuff. Appreciate you guys jumping in. If you have any questions, thoughts, throw it at us. Anything in your agent attraction efforts, anything heading into Q4. And I really challenge you guys, you look at on the increased headcount side of things, it's moving season. I think statistically, I forget, it doesn't matter, right? What does coach always say? 70+% of all statistics are made up anyway. So I think Northwestern Mutual has the stat of moving. Professionals make moves. I think the number one month is October, and then it's November, and then it's January. So don't hold me to that. I guess we need young Jamie to fact check us. But my whole point is that it's moving time. Agents are, they're thinking about Christmas. They're thinking about, hey, I need to make it. And Jay, I'm going to kind of lob this up for you because I had with our good friend Mr. B Town, Brandon Town, this morning. We were talking about he's putting together kind of framework. I know he reached out to you to help jump in and add some value and some context. And I said, Brandon, the first thing, I mean, you can teach them all about agent attraction. I said, but do they even know what EXP is? Like truly, do they even know what it is? Because when you look at from an attraction standpoint, they only know what they experience. So let's think about this for a second. Their beliefs are whoever influences them, whoever they trust and they listen to, because most people aren't willing to do the research and seek and do the homework themselves.
Right.
So they join an organization for whatever that organization is promising them. And most organizations are promising them on the local level what they can provide. And then they don't even get to, if there is any value with what the franchise or the actual brokerage offers. So like even most people, when they join a team or they join, XYZ organization or group, they only know what was promised to them for the immediate problem they were trying to solve when they were trying to move.
Right.
They don't even know what it is. And I know that we've got context, we got videos that like EXP explained, but also EXP explained with a honey badger. Like that's different. And most people don't even know that. And that's what I was explaining to Brandon. I was like, bro, all they know is Milltown. And it's, let me join Milltown. And then what's a honey badger? Oh, what's EXP? And so when you start to really unpack all of the value, I mean, it can be really overwhelming, but I would love for you to kind of maybe, I don't know, put it in an order or put it kind of concise to be like, hey guys, if you're articulating the value, here's where you got to go with it.
Yeah, man, this is the hardest part about agent attraction because there's so much, right? Like, I mean, you can talk about healthcare, you can talk about training, you can talk about, what you get as a honey badger and the honey badger group and all the coaching and training that goes along there with everything that we add on top of it. You could talk about the stock, you can talk about the rev share, you can talk about, the support, you can talk about all of these different things. And that's the problem. I think 90% of the problem is that the agents throw up on people about EXP before they really truly understand the problem that the potential prospect needs to solve, right? And so it doesn't make it easy to put together a video that it condenses all of that down in a way that that you can engage someone to watch the whole thing. That's why since we've been at EXP, most of these videos have been more than 30 minutes. Our current video is 23 minutes. So we whittled it down as much as it can be whittled down. And then it allows them to kind of go into rabbit holes based on, what their interest is after that. Hey, you want to know more about how we can help you with your production? Watch this one next. And that's what people do I think, that's what you said is very true, John. A lot of people that join EXP didn't do the research, but most of the people that I've recruited at some point, they did their own research at some point. They don't just blindly join. They have to consume something to, confirm their beliefs at least somewhat. Sure. And so you want to try to control that. And this is like we used to say when we were selling products to real estate agents, it's an old Dan Kennedyism, but time spent with us equals money spent with us. So, 1,000%. Right. So if we can get people to spend more time, and for us, that would be like if we did an EGS, a big event where people spent 3 full days with us, they were way more likely to spend a lot more money with us than if we just had one conversation with them or they just consumed one piece of content from us. And so it's the same, you take those same principles, and it's the same thing with EXP. They're way more likely to join EXP the more information they consume. The more time they've spent consuming information about EXP, the more likely we're going to hit those hot buttons of what's really going to get their interest level up. And so that's why what we teach, and to answer one of the questions that's in here in the comments, what we'd recommend is, following the process. We say it every week. Follow the process. Go to honeybadgernation.com. Download the app, watch the videos if you haven't watched them, and go to the coaching tab and go through the agent attraction training. Like go through the training and watch it and learn the process. Because the biggest mistake most people make is they try to explain EXP, and that's not what anybody wants. You understand what 1% of agents are thinking about leaving their brokerage. That's not what people are looking for. So if you start with that, everything else shuts down. And so it has to be more in alignment with, hey, what are you trying to do? Oh, hey, I got a video. If I could send it to you, would you watch it? I think it's going to blow your mind. You're not going to be able to sleep tonight. If you can just get people excited enough to consume that video, not all of them will. But if you did that with 10 people a day, I promise you this, you look up in the air, you recruited a bunch of damn agents. And so, I think that's the key to it is not trying to just throw shit against the wall and hope that something sticks. Follow the process, where we've methodically kind of put all of those pieces into the video to get them enough information to at least to get excited a little bit about something. And then, the app's going to tell you who watches the video. And then some of those people are going to go and they're going to watch the next one and the next one and the next one. And you'll know that because you're going to get text messages in the app. But that's now you've got somebody that's really interested, somebody that's hot. If they watch that entire first video, it's rare that we don't get them. And so, most people just jump off. If they're not interested, if they're not trying to grow, if they don't have a problem they need to solve, if they're not opportunity minded, they'll jump off the video and they won't watch it. But it's your job to figure out what do you have to say to get them excited enough to go do that, right? As opposed to trying to explain all of the benefits of EXP. We get excited about it because we all understand it. We all know that it's better, right? We're like, why do you not see this, right? So we make that mistake a lot. And I've got 4 free three-way calls today. So good job for those of you putting me on three-way calls. My calendar had been previously full with webinar calls. Now those are on Al's plate. And so there's a little bit more room in my calendar for three-way calls, but that's the process, man. I mean, having done thousands of three-way calls at this point, I can just tell you, somebody who can, follows this process, they consume a video and you put them on a three-way call with me, I'm going to help you recruit a lot of agents if you follow the process. It's going to be real hard for you if you just wing it. And so that's why we do this call every week. We have a few rules. We repeat ourselves a lot. That this is the process. Go to honeybadgernation.com, use the app, send the video, go through the coaching, then send the videos, sure, then start inviting. But that really is the key to success in agent attraction.
It is. And, Carolyn, making the mistake and changing the process. And that would be the first question. Are you following the process or are you innovating? And that's the reflection time. And that's you've got to be honest with yourself, imitate before you innovate.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you talk about it all the time, right? Copycat, 1 to copycat 2, it's modeling success, modeling the behavior. And what I would then ask everybody, kind of listening in is that, are you following the process that got to this point? And if not, then why not? Why are you trying to innovate on it? And I know you entrepreneurs like to over entrepreneur things, but imitate before you innovate. You don't even have to understand it. Just follow the process.
And here's the thing. And I love Carolyn. She's freaking all over this. You're an animal, girl. I love you. This is the thing that's going to make it the most real for you. Like if you're doing what Carolyn's doing, is she's just mass consuming everything that's out there. She's learning. I mean, she's moving fast, right? And she's going to be extremely successful with agent attraction because of it. But when you got, your 10 or your 20th agent, and then you're trying to teach them to do what you're doing and you're not following a process that's duplicatable, that's when you're going to realize, oh shit, like, I'm running around doing all these things, not doing it the way I'm supposed to be doing it. How am I supposed to teach someone else simply how to do it? Something simple. It has to be simple, right? It has to be duplicatable. It has to be simple. This is simple. We teach you a very simple script. You send one video, you do the same thing every time. There's only two different types of prospects, an agent that wants to grow or a team or an independent. There's an argument for commercial there. Carolyn can certainly make, but those are generally the two types of prospects you have. You send one video to one and one to the other because they're two different problems that we help get them problem aware. And then here's the solution that you didn't even know existed. So like that's because for most of us, the way we're thinking about agent attraction is, how do I attract more agents? How do I have more conversations? How do I recruit somebody? The magic in this is when you get 10 people that are thinking like that are in your organization, and they're out there following that system, following that process. That's when your group really grows, is you as a leader are helping. You brought them on in a certain way and you taught them to do the same thing that you're doing. That duplicates, and then they can teach the people they bring on the same system, the same process. That duplicates, right? Awesome. So that's a key a key component to the growth. Is it's not just about you and your conversations. It's also about helping make sure that that the agents that you bring on see the opportunity. Number one, they understand there's an opportunity that exists, and that they get them to commit to to going through the agent attraction coaching, and at least making their list and showing you the wealth chart. Like, all of these things are they're fundamental, fundamentals of agent attraction that come, that we borrowed, adapted, and applied from building an empire, which is, a network marketing concept. We take all that, we put those principles in play here, and they work the same. And so these are just principles that we know work, right? Like, that's, you can do it the hard way. Can it be done? I'm sure it can, but it's going to be a lot harder for you. So try to keep it simple.
Keep it simple. There was a question in there talking about the 7-second rule. I had to look it up, and even what the hell it is. And I use the 5-second rule almost every damn day, which is Mel Robbins, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, move, physically move. I had to do that this morning to get my butt going, but 7-second rule, man. I'll let you unpack on this, man. I all I know is what I know. And I believe that you say yes to a bunch of shit because you don't know what in the hell you want to do. Like, you're just floating through life. And I guess maybe too, just because I'm really listening and reading Outwitting the Devil again. And if you fall into that phase to where you drift, and what Napoleon Hill talks about is that the only way to where you don't drift, and what he talks about is only 2 out of 100 people don't drift. 98% of people drift, and they drift through fear. They drift through a lot of things most of the time. But the reason that the 2% don't drift is because they have purpose. And that's what he calls, definitive purpose. They're goal driven. They know what they're in pursuit of, and they don't let the sleepless nights of entrepreneur, the thing, man. I mean, you and I both have been there, right? Like, and DJ Matt posted something the other night. I mean, I've been sitting in many of offices like, how in the fuck are we going to make payroll this week? And until you've been in that situation, don't come talking to me about no damn 7-second rule. I don't have any empathy or understanding when people want to talk hypothetical and theory. It's like, I don't know. Why don't you go do something hard, and then that'll help you solve easy problems. Mm-hmm. And so I struggle with those type of things. And I think, a lot of people, it's just because they don't get into tough situations like that, right? They're not forced in relationship, yes or no type situations. They're not forced in, how do I, make payroll? How do I not, go home and say, hey, we're gonna have to be late on the mortgage because I need to use that because I can't let go of this key person that's going to help us do that. Right. When you do those things, and I think too, cause for me, man, that's why I keep pushing the boundaries, right? Man, I ran 50 miles on Saturday. Why? But what it does to my mind is that it just makes everything else so much easier, right? When you can mentally push yourself past boundaries that you don't even think is possible, then these type of decisions it just makes it a lot easier to make a decision.
Right.
And I always think through, and that's where you get caught in drifting, is that you don't make decisions. And I always were what Mark Chesley told us, man. He says your decisions per. And the reason that I believe people can't make decisions is because they don't have a framework. They don't know how to think. They don't have the mental models. They don't know the goal. They don't know the objective. They just don't know what they want. And so that's for me is yeah, I think that's just for me is really it starts with clarity. We talk about it all the time, right? Get clear. Where do you want to go? What is freedom for you? What is that? What is that freedom? And I also think it's okay, right? To think through, Mike's the same way, man. We like to process sometimes. We like to think on it before we make a decision. Some people like you are wired to be like, hell yeah, let's go. And so I think that's really, coming down to, but you also have a framework that you're saying hell yes to, or you're saying, nah, I don't know about that. So
I'll say yes until I have to say no.
That's a mental model, right? That's a mental model. That's a way to think. That's a framework.
Hey, will you look at this? Yeah, I'll look at it. Send it over. Right.
Yeah.
Like it's just a mental model. I'm not going to say no until I have to say no. So I'm gonna look at it. And then I will. I'll look at it. That's it. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm at EXP. I didn't decide in 7 seconds. I needed more information. So, so like, yeah, I don't subscribe to the 7-second rule at all, because at the end of the day, for instance, right now we're driving people to a webinar and we're teaching them something that they want to learn. And then we're giving them an opportunity to jump on a call with us and have a conversation. They didn't decide that in 7 seconds. They decided in 7 seconds where they were going to stop the scroll. That's why I'm a great marketer. I understand how to get people to click. I understand how to get people's interest. I understand what problem they're trying to solve. And if I can get their interest, okay, that's interesting. Click. Yeah. Now I can show them and teach them something of value. Now I've built trust, and now I can show them a better way, and that they're willing to have a conversation with me. And so, this isn't it isn't a sales presentation, right? They don't know what they don't know. So you have to understand that there's something they're trying to do. They're not clear on how to do it. If they are, they wouldn't be talking to you, or they will tell you. And if there was a better way, would they be open to looking at it? Yeah. Most people are going to say yes to that. That's, and I think if they don't say yes to that, what does that say about them?
Right. And I think too, man, I think this is important for us to, kind of, share the stories, be able to connect with people, and even us, right? How people make decisions and how people go through things, and 17 years banking detailed, looking for the just in 7 seconds. I mean, that's fine. I mean, because you have a filter, right? Like you have a filter of what you're looking for. And when you have a filter, you can make decisions fast, be able to go through. And even for us, you think about it, we had a big vision, because that's where it starts, right? You have to have a big vision, but you also got to have a framework of how to think through constraints. And at the time, we thought we had a solution to overcome our constraints, which was in the brokerage. I remember sitting, man, you forwarded me the video that somebody recorded. One of our very dear friends in Austin, Texas, man, he recorded the whole presentation. I think it was Rob Flick's presentation, recorded to send it. I think I watched 2 minutes and like 20 seconds of it, and I shut it off. And I was like, I can't afford this distraction, because we're so focused on our vision, and we have to execute on the current strategy, which is the biggest constraint that we were trying to solve for. And we were selling $10,000 tickets to ISA boot camp. We were selling 10 of them at a time, right? So we were bringing in $100,000 clips every 6 weeks. And it was just ways to help us overcome cash flow constraints. And so I think that's what we have to remember with a lot of people. And that's like you said at the very first time, man, coming back is like, man, what are you trying to do? Like, what's the goal? And then we kept asking ourselves that, thanks to Al. And we're like, man, the goal is still to get to partner. We want to partner with agents. We're finally 10 years later listening to Jay Abraham's advice. We're finally going to partner with agents. But it took somebody to kind of like, hold on, you need to really look at this. And then we're like, does this get us to our goal faster? And for us, it did, right? It allowed us to get to our goal faster. And I think that's where, when you're talking to people, you're talking to agents, you got to help them uncover what they're trying to do. And if I could show you a better way, a way to get there faster, would you be open to it?
Yep.
Boom. Appreciate you guys letting us get on our soapbox here.
Yeah, so let me just look at this comment. 17 years of banking detailed presentations. Execs were looking for the gist of the idea within 7 seconds. And to me, what that means is your headline better not suck.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like this is J. Abraham 101 marketing is your headline's 80% of your result.
We could probably argue maybe more, right?
Yeah, right. I mean, it's going to get 80-90% of the ability to get somebody to click on anything or to stop and listen to anything, whether it's the first thing you say on the phone. You know, I just was scrolling through TikTok in a wormhole, and it was one of those presentations where the sales guy thought he was really confident, and he wanted to do a talk off with Grant Cardone, and Grant Cardone chewed him up and spit him out in seconds. This guy thought he had it. He'd been listening to what Cardone says, thought he was ready, got in the ring, and literally got destroyed. And the reason was because he didn't understand the things that he was saying that was going to kill the sell instantly. I'm here to sell you this thing. Like, you know, he was saying things that just you don't say, and he thought he had it right, but he didn't. And so, like, you know, like either you've been fully trained and you know, or you're winging it, you know, and you might sound really good, but you're saying things that are not going to resonate or that are not going to get people's attention. And, you know, if you start a presentation and you got 7 seconds to, you know, your first 7 seconds is going to be what are we going to learn here today? Here's what I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you how to close an extra 3 to 5 transactions a month consistently and predictably with a little known marketing secret that you've probably never heard of before.
Yeah.
That is a good headline.
And it filters immediely. Like, is that trying to help me solve my problem and move closer to my desires, or is that nothing to even do me? Like, I don't care.
Like, you know, it's yay versus boo. Something you want without something you don't want. Yay versus boo, right?
Yeah.
You know, that these are little marketing mental models that, you know, we've learned from Frank Kern and Kennedy and all these guys over the years. But if you can teach someone yay without boo, then that's going to be a good headline. That's going to be the title of your presentation. But if you're going to have to teach somebody something, then you know, what's the expectation? You know, being in a boardroom full of bankers is not the same as recruiting an agent. It doesn't translate the same. It's not. So you're talking about a whole different dynamic than real estate agents. But yeah, I mean, it's, you know, that the key to everything is helping figure out what it is they're trying to do, show them you can help them do it, and then show them, hey, here's how we can do this where it's going to be even better for you for all of these reasons. And people don't open up that gate of the mind until they think you can help them, until they believe you. And I'll go back to like the number one thing. I swear to this day, the number one thing that made me successful in real estate and has made me successful at recruiting the XP is I know how to get people excited. Man, I can get you. I'm enthusiastic. It's like Brent Gove, light my hair on fire. You know, get people excited, man. Like, get excited. Like, that is if you can be completely ignorant about how to explain EXP, and if you can just get somebody excited enough to watch a damn video, you can recruit to this company. Like, that is the secret. And, you know, you don't have to know all the answers to all the questions. You just got to be able to get people excited. If you can do that, then you know, it's just going to happen for you. You know, just, you know, people will gravitate. People would, you know,
they're going to gravitate to you.
You know, you were talking about it earlier, John. Like, I can't remember the context of it. It was something that somebody maybe said in the comments, and it reminded me of the book that, you know, we always talk about it at boot camp. Robert Cialdini's book on influence, right? And what are the things that really create influence? And, you know, there's you know, whatever it is, 6 or 8 or 10 things in the book that he goes over. And, you know, one of those things is being enthusiastic. It's you know, your ability to you know, to get somebody excited is a palatable thing. And if they're not real excited about what they're doing or where they're at, you know, that attracts, right? And so certainly good stuff. And
I love it, man. No, you're so spot on. I mean, in the thing back, you know, the enthusiasm allows, you know, you to connect with people, but then follow the process.
Right.
And you know, get them in, asking the right questions, but then you're better off playing the I'm new card, even if it's like I'm 6 years in and I still want to play the I'm new card. I don't know, but I got a guy that can probably help us answer this. Let's jump on a call with him. Right. And that's but that's duplicatable. All right. Enthusiasm, asking a couple questions, getting them on a phone call with somebody. That's duplicatable. Anybody can do that. And that's really what you want to do. And to me, that's the easiest way to be able to recruit and bring people in, because then you're teaching them to do the same thing. Because that's where a lot of people get hung up. And what do? I don't know, man. Did I get you excited? Hey, did I get you on a phone call with somebody? Hey, just do the same thing. And once they make that simple connection, but then here we go. Make sure we're imitating and we're not innovating.
Right.
Is the key. Is such the key. So appreciate you guys jumping in. If you have any other questions, thoughts, ideas, please throw them into the comments. We're still rocking and rolling. We do have our weekly trainings that we make available to all of you rock stars. So obviously this week I'm out traveling tomorrow off to KT in Pittsburgh. But we typically do our expert mentors live. So you guys, I know all the links and resources are at honeybadgernation.com. Don't try to remember all the stuff I'm about to tell you. Just go to honeybadgernation.com, get all of the links, all of the calendars, all of the updates. We send emails, we post in the Facebook group, but just honeybadgernation.com. Just keep it up, keep it on one of your tabs open on your browser. Just remember that. And all the links and all the calls are there. So we do this call with you guys. We come back live. I think it was important. We got away from it, but we were just doing it via Zoom. We never stopped doing it. We were just doing it Zoom, but we want to come back live into the group. So we do this call every Tuesday. We then Expert Mentors, the Expert Mentor series. We're 240 plus episodes deep. We've got a strong run here towards the end of the year to close out with the top of the Honey Badger Nation. And so I'm excited for the conversations we have coming up. I had the one and only Miss Tammy Pack on last week. Incredible conversation as always. And I would highly recommend. I told her, I said, I feel like, Tammy, I'm sorry, I haven't physically read your book. I'm waiting for you to do the Audible. She actually recorded it. So we get to hear Tammy's voice, Tammyisms when the Audible comes out. But her book is Stop Waiting to Die. And it's so timely, especially for a lot of folks, a lot of real estate agents, a lot of people in general, right? They're just waiting around, right? They don't realize it, but they're waiting to die. And her book is powerful. We talked about it. We applied it to real estate, and it was a fantastic conversation. We've got Wally, Mr. Walter Bressler, providing, really the fundamental training that, we all need as real estate professionals. And remember, guys, I don't care how seasoned you are. We all need to be reminded more than we need to be told. So jumping in with Wally, he's a wealth of knowledge and also a little entertaining as well. So he's there. And then we've got young Braden in the house every Friday with Funnel Friday. So we've got something every day for you guys. So make sure you're taking advantage. You're plugging your people in the right way. You're using it to really one, add value, not only to yourself, but to those that you're bringing into the organization to help you guys not only be better real estate agents, sell more houses, but also we're here to help you guys make sure you guys are better humans as well.
Amen.
Yeah, Carolyn, no expert mentors this week. Traveling tomorrow. So we'll be back on. I think we're locked and loaded rest of the year. And we've got a stellar lineup. We're hitting really kind of if you guys are paying attention to the top 400, we're dialing in between now and the end of the year with really within the top 20. And so I know we've got GoGo in a couple times. Well, actually GoGo kicks every year off with this for you guys listening in. She does kind of the state of social media every year. She kicks off. She's the very first episode in January. So we already got her in the calendar to kick 24 off, but we're also jumping in with her one more time before the end of the year. And of course, hey, she's number one. We'll accommodate her any way we can.
Good stuff.
Cuz appreciate you. And I know Albie, typical Al Stasek calendar conflict. So
Yeah.
we'll definitely make sure catch up with you guys soon. If you guys have any questions, need anything, honeybadgernation.com, hit us up, message us, DM, anything that you guys need. And we'll see you guys next time. See ya.